What's going on, everybody? That's right. It is Turn Up Tuesday. You know what it is. The Cowboys did their thing. But before we do all that, we got to introduce ourselves. Of course, I am J-Stogs, the Buff Nerd, and I'm joined by that dude, that guy, the voice of Hill Country Sports, Trey Collis. What's going on, man? How you feeling?
Oh, man. Always good after a Cowboy win, right? Like that week one vibe, you're like, oh, it just makes your week so much better. It's like you can listen to sports radio, you can do all this, but it's Tuesday's kicking my butt today. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, oh my God, it's only Tuesday.
I understand.
And then there's no football on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. You're like, what the heck? So like,
there isn't football on Tuesdays. No, there's no real sports. Basketball hasn't started up yet. Professional basketball hasn't started up yet, or men's, also, WNBA still, doing this thing. But I will say, I'm excited, man. It was a great football weekend. I told my guy tonight, man, we were just talking tonight. I'm so glad football is back, man. It puts a spring in your step. It's just an air of just wonderfulness. And I know that's not a word, but we're going to make it one because it needs to be. It's just great that football is back. I'm so happy. I'm so grateful for it. We're definitely going to have to get down and dirty into this thing. But let's just say this, okay? For all the Cowboys haters, and as you put it, the pundits, right? This was a great win. This was an amazing win. First of all, let's break it down like this. No other team in week one scored 40 or more points, except one. No other team in week one shut out another team, except one. No other team rested their starters with 11 minutes left in their game, except for one. What team is that, you may ask? Should be pretty obvious. It's the ones with the stars on the helmet. It's America's team. The Dallas Cowboys. They're the ones. They came in and showed people what they were going to do. Did they put the NFL on notice? I ask you this, Trick. Did they put the rest of the NFL on notice?
Man, that's the number one topic of all ESPN radio shows today, right? Like, did the Cowboys put the league on notice?
Yeah.
Their defense did. Their defense said they're not messing around this year. Michael Parsons, D-Law, Trayvon Diggs, Stephon Gilmore, the safety. Oh, my gosh. This team.
Deron Bland, yes.
Like, it was a mismatch. Like, but what are we known for the Dallas Cowboys to do in the past for the last 7 years, right? But after the last Super Bowl, play down to their competition. That's all we always seen. That's what we always seen. But yesterday or Sunday, that was none of that. I mean, it kind of scared me that first drive. Not going to lie. That first drive kind of scared me a little bit. I'm like, oh, God, here we go again. Dak's going to have to throw 50 times. We can't stop Saquon Barkley. We can't stop Danny Dimes from running.
Right.
We can't do anything but the Cowboys said, no, enough's enough. And
enough is enough.
But their defense, it just reminded me of the 90s defense. I feel confident. And I said that this is the reason why I picked the Dallas Cowboys to win the NFC East this year over the Philadelphia Eagles, which I might get into a little bit later as anyone watched that game. Yeah, Eagles don't look that good. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We're not there yet. But no, I mean, defense. I mean, the offense, we really didn't see what the offense, this new look offense. I mean, the weather was playing a factor. We didn't have to do anything. But what I like to see, the defense was dominating, doing their thing. Mike McCarthy did an excellent job. Kudos to Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott. One play that I saw it's not a big deal or anything like that, but it's something new that I liked. Mm-hmm. We're winning 26-0 at the half. 3rd and long, 40 seconds, 50 seconds left, whatever. Let's just run the ball instead of throwing it deep. Make Dak make an. They limited Dak's chances of turning the ball over, which I like. They They let the deep like, hey, we have a great defense. Let's just let them do their thing, and let's just not f this thing up. Basically, what they and I know it's only one game. Can Mike McCarthy keep doing that? But McCarthy, he looks like he's more in his element, and Dak Prescott likes that. Like he feels the rhythm of the game and stuff like that. Dak didn't have a very good game. He only had, but he didn't ask him to do much. It's going to be different this next week with that. The New York Jets have a top 3 defense in itself, so it's going to be. They saw what we did. They did to Josh Allen yesterday. Turnovers. So it's gonna. We're at home. No Aaron Rodgers, but you know what? They put them on the league on notice. Their defense did. Can their offense not mess that up in the injury bug? We every day I pray that there's no injuries for like a big injury for Dallas like Aaron Rodgers. I pray every day because I hate that, but their defense did. I'll definitely tell you that their defense and special teams, yes, they put them on notice.
Yeah. Again, I agree with all your sentiments, everything that you just stated. Yeah, the defense. We knew the defense would be good, but I don't think we.
I didn't think we were going to be that good. I didn't know how deep we were.
That good, yeah.
I didn't know how deep we were. We were deep everywhere.
Yes, and it's good to see Armstrong back. It's good to see, Williams is 100%. It's good to see, like I said, Bland and Kirsten. Like it's good to see these guys playing together. And then when Mozzie gets in there and really gets acclimated and gets to play a lot more, that just adds a whole nother element, or should add a whole nother element to this defense. And I love what Micah always says the right things to me after the game. Look, we haven't hit the ceiling. I get it. He talks too much, but they said that about Dion. If you want to be the best, you got to be the best, right? He says the right things, right? Look, we still have room to grow, and they do. They have to show up that running defense.
You say that, but the Giants only averaged 3.5 yards per carry. I mean, it wasn't like a big.
They had to get away from. Yeah, but they had to get away from the run because that defense. Anytime they threw, it was just over with, right? Then they got down early. Yeah, it was. Even when they started to get some momentum. And I think by that time it was maybe 19-0 or something like that. They started to get a little momentum. Stephon Diggs comes up with a strip, right? So I mean, there's just certain elements there that it's at a certain point you have to abandon the run because you're down so much. You have to get quick strikes where you can. Danny Jones, Danny Dimes, whatever you want to call him. Yeah. It was really sad to see. Here's where I draw the line with that, especially when it comes to the offense. We didn't get to see a lot of the offense. To your point, it was raining, and the defense really just played a hell of a game, so you didn't have to. I was concerned on that first drive, just like you were. There were some things I think that I wanted to see out of the offense happen that didn't, some connections that couldn't have been made, but limiting Dak's potential for interceptions. I think he threw 24 times in this game. I think it was like 13 of 24 or something like that. Wow. Like that's a good number for him. Yeah, 13 of 24, 143 yards, 0 touchdowns with 0 interceptions. That's a great stat. That's great. Flip side of it, Tony Pollard had 2 touchdowns. Now you say, oh, well, he only had 70 yards, but he had 5 yards per carry, which is amazing.
Well, that's what he averages through his whole career with the Dallas Cowboys too, is 5 yards.
Exactly. So this is perfect. This is the type of ball we want to see in this type of weather. We'll talk about the Jets here in a little bit, but again, when you look at the Giants were a playoff team last year. Now, you can say what you want to, but they were a playoff team last year. There were high hopes for them this season, and there still are, right? You have a great running back in Saquon Barkley. You got Danny Jones, who can run. Passing, and their defense is actually a solid defense. They have a good front seven that's anchored by Lawrence II. So, I mean, they got a good defense. But 7 sacks, 2 interceptions. I mean, it's when your defense wins the battle like that. Why did they keep him? Why did they keep Danny Jones in the game? That's what I don't get.
Well, Chris Collinsworth made an asinine comment. Like they asked, Mike Tirico asked him. He said something like, "I think Danny Jones wants to be in this game. I want to show that I'm the quarterback. I'm going to keep getting hit, but I'm going to keep getting back." No, that was all the head coach of the New York Giants putting back in. That was pretty much punishments. Like, okay, you're not coming out of this game. We're keeping your ass in this game. Chris Collinsworth, I love that dude. He's goofy. But sometimes I have things that come in his mouth. I'm like, okay, dude, come on, like, but whatever. Like
that. No, that will. If come on, it's raining. You can't throw. I don't understand what it just didn't seem like the right thing to do.
I think they saw the Dallas Cowboys backups and like, all right, let's score a touchdown. Let's don't get blanked. That's basically what that was, and it still didn't freaking happen. So whatever.
And guess what? They pinned their ears back and got after that dude. I mean, listen, for all those that play fantasy, okay.
Gee whiz. I'm glad I didn't play someone who had Dallas Cowboys defense.
I had Dallas Cowboys defense.
Low.
I did.
What did they get you? 34?
Let's see, 38.
Oh God.
38. And one league that I'm in, they actually have 50 points for a shutout. They scored 83 in that league.
Oh my God.
No, 88. They had 88 points in that league.
Someone in my league, one of my leagues, dropped the Dallas Cowboys the day of the game.
Oh my God.
I'm like, so okay. Thank you.
Scoop and score. Oh yeah. Look, this is definitely yeah, I mean, and you said it right before we came on, this is what Dallas does, right? It takes the sting away from last year, losing in the playoffs to Brock Purdy, in all of that's happened over the last 2 seasons with San Francisco and in past 3 seasons and 4 seasons, and saying, you know what, this is our year. We become quote unquote delusional Cowboys fans. I've got to take this week by week, and I need y'all. Listen, I'm looking at you. I need y'all to help me stay in check. I'm usually pretty good with that.
I'm
usually the one that's like, let's hold on week to week.
I'm here for
to see this team. What is it? I mean, when you have a win like that, don't you like walk a little bit taller when you're a Cowboys fan?
It's a good win. The delusional Cowboy fans are already talking Super Bowl. I'm being straight up on. I'm like, listen, what happened? What happened last year in Week 1? We look like shit.
We did.
We look like crap, right? And look what happened. I mean, and look what everyone thought Buccaneers were. It's Week 1, dude. Like a lot of these teams didn't play preseason. It wasn't good. Let's just be honest. It was not a good product out there for the NFL in most of these games. Those early games were so boring. I
watched them all, but yeah, it was pretty bad.
But the Miami, there's 3 teams that really look good to me. That was Dallas Cowboys, San Fran, and Miami.
Yes.
Those 3 look like they're world beaters. They look like they're the top 3. But like I said, 18-week season, it's Week 1. Look what happened last year with Dallas. We look like crap. And you know what I mean? So let's hold the brakes. We still got to play the Patriots. We still got to play them. That's not an easy game anymore. They look. Their defense is legit too, and it looks like their offense with Brian, whatever his name is,
Mac Jones,
but the offensive coordinator, I forgot his name.
He's a retread. He came back.
From Houston, he used to be a Houston head coach. Whatever his name is, I forgot his name.
Yeah,
but he's running that offense. I mean, if it wasn't for a pick 6, they would have beat the Eagles in Week 1. Let's just be honest with them. So let's hold the brakes. It's a great win. Don't get me wrong. It's a great win against. We got a division win. We're 1 step ahead. It's a great win, but we got to build off those momentum and see. It doesn't mean like the Texas Longhorns beating Bama. Doesn't mean anything if you go and blow the coop against New York Jets and Arizona Cardinals the next 2 weeks. 2 easy wins that you should probably get. Dallas in the past has played to the level of competitions. That's one thing I was very satisfied with week 1 is they didn't let it even get to that point. They demolished. They say, we're the better team. We're going to step on your throats. And we're going to keep stepping on your throats.
Yeah.
And they've been doing that for the next 2 weeks. Let's see. But because we've been cursed, right? Like for 27 years, like even if we go like get the first round bye, the number 1 seed, until they prove to me they can make it to at least the NFC Championship game. I'm never going to say it's our year because I've been down this road, I've been heartbroken a lot, and I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not.
I understand. Look, we're first of all, make sure that you like, subscribe, share. Hit us up in the chat while we're here live. Also, while we're when we go offline, you can also hit us up in the chat there. You can listen to us on all your favorite places to listen to all your podcasts: Apple, Amazon, Spotify. We are there. Listen. This game, we should have won. We did. Big fashion. The game against the Jets, and I'm going a little bit further, but the game against the Jets, we should win.
Should. Keyword should.
Win. We should. Even, and here's what I say. Even with, if Aaron Rodgers was there, I would still say, we've got to do it. TK Braves, what's going on? Yeah, got to keep the faith. Got to keep faith. For the team, because the reality is, like we said, they're like that beautiful girlfriend, right? That's crazy, extra crazy. Oh, what are you doing? Where you going? Where you been? Blah, blah, blah. Hey, you got to watch what you eat because you never know what they're putting in there. All I'm saying is this. This week, yes, it's on to the next one. The offense is to get better in the passing part. We have, listen, I'll tell you who impressed me. Cook. Man, wow. I mean,
I like it. He's not afraid to take a hit. Like a small guy, he's like 5'7",
5'10",
205 pounds, but he'll go in there with the big guys and take a hit and hold on to the ball. Can he stay healthy throughout the year? Let's see. But I like it.
Yeah. I mean, his was crazy though. So you got Cooks at 2, Gallup who's 3, and you got Turpin. But I'm thinking Gallup is getting squeezed because obviously you're not going to beat out CD. You're not going to beat out Cooks. Turpin they're putting him in different situations.
Well, Mike McCarthy wants to use him for speed. There's a lot of speedsters on this team, man. You got Pollard, you got Turpin, you got Cooks, you got Rico, you got you got speed. And Mike McCarthy says he's never had this speed, and he's using Turpin each way. So Turpin's not going to take Gallup's spot. He's not going to take his play. Like none of the receivers really, except for Brandon Cooks, of course. But it was raining, it was wet. We didn't really need to throw the ball. Honestly, we could just kneel the ball 3 times after 6-0. We've been over won this game. You know what I mean? We could have but true. But I mean, week two is going to be the week that I think we're going to see a lot more with Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, those kind. I think it's kind of a big game. We're going to see a lot of Pollard too. We're going to see a lot of Pollard, but I think we're going to see more Gallup, like balls thrown to Gallup this week.
I think you'll see more Pollard. I think you'll see more. You'll see more Turpin. I need the tight ends though to step up and catch.
That's what I was going to get to because you were high on your man. He had all. And Chris Collinsworth's like, oh, Ferguson's going to have a great year. Well, let's have 4 drop passes in the end zone and don't even score. Whatever, that's cool. Whatever. Man, you can't blame Dak because those are good throws.
I can't. Between Ferguson and Hendershot, I was like, okay, wait. What is going on here? What is going on here? Like, I was very, very disappointed in our tight end position because I know they're better than this. Well, at least they've shown that they've been better than this. So I'll just blame, New York weather, jitters, and all of that.
First game.
I'll blame that. Okay. But you've got to show up against the Jets. And you've got to be there to be those guys there, especially with us running a 2 tight end set. You have to do it. You have to be there. So I'm hoping that the tight ends play a lot better than they did. Like I said, Turpin, Pollard, Deuce, Stoddard, all those guys. I don't think they'll have any issue there. I'm looking forward to seeing more of them. Dak not having to throw more than 26, 27 passes a game. And then your defense just being the defense. Like this, when we get to the Chargers, which is the fourth game of the season,
Monday night game,
that's when I say, okay, let's see what it's really about. Because in my opinion, and even though we have the Pats the game before, and it's Bill Belichick being Bill Belichick, again, I think that's a win. That's a win for us. That's a win.
I don't know. Their defense is good.
We're
talking about Pats?
So, I mean, look, you got Jets.
Jets, okay. You got Jets, Cardinals, Patriots.
Jets, Cardinals, Pats, and then Niners.
Yeah, then the Chargers.
So, yeah, those three games right there, those three games, to me, that sets the tone for the rest of the season. I always say after the first three games. I always wait after the first three games. It's to me, that's the real preseason for our starters. But after that, man, that's Murder's Row. That's Murder's Row. Now, you were talking about Philly and how they looked. They don't look like world beaters anymore. Is it just the first game? No. Is that overreaction?
No. I think this is signs to come. I think Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback, but I still don't think he's going to have the MVP year that he had last year. You take away his we're seeing it with Josh Allen right now, right? You take his freaking offensive coordinator away and he doesn't do crap. And like,
listen, but Josh Allen and Dak Prescott have the same numbers. Okay, it's a fact.
I'm just saying you took Josh Allen's the year they went to the divisional round against the Kansas City Chiefs. He had a great year, and they took his offensive coordinator away, and look what he's done. They took away Jalen Hurts' offensive coordinator away. I know Steve Sarkisian's there and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you can say oh, we're going to play the preseason next year because we don't. Dude, shut up. You scored 35 points last year, and your team didn't play the preseason. Just be quiet. Like if it wasn't for a Darius Slay freaking pick six, y'all would have lost that game. Let's just be straight up. And if the guy would have got 2 feet down instead of just lollygagging, not like, oh, I already got 2 feet down in the last play of the game, y'all would have lost that game. Yes, I know it's week one and everything like that, but at the same time, they don't look. I'm telling y'all, they do not like. Teams are finally got tape on them. Not to beat the offense. They got tape on them. It's a year removed, and it's hard to repeat as a Super Bowl. There's a reason why no team the losing team of the Super Bowl has not gone back to the Super Bowl. There is a reason. Yeah. There's a target on your back now, and as the Eagles are always the ones hunting people, right? Now they're the hunted. So I'm just saying they're still going to make the playoffs. Don't get me wrong; it's the NFC. Yeah. Crap. But I think watching. I know it's week one. I keep prefacing that. But our defense is better than their defense.
Yes.
I think our offense, once it gets going, I think it's going to be better than the Philly offense. You can get the guys from Two Birds, One Stone, whatever the show that is on this network. You can catch that.
Oh, yeah.
You can catch them. I can't wait to play the Eagles in November so I can talk to them because I have some beer for them. So I can't wait to talk to them. But they just didn't look good. And I'm sorry. I don't like Nick Sirianni. I don't like his condescending little smart aleck, like crybaby, like whatever. And they had bad weather too. Don't get me wrong. They had bad weather too. But at the same time, their run game did not look good. I mean, I was watching that game, dude. I think there was 8 straight punts between both teams.
Yeah.
But I right now, if you ask me, I think Dallas is the better team. And I said that at the beginning of the year, and I still preface that. I think Dallas is if they go straight, with this easy slate of games that they have at the beginning of the season, 4-0, get their confidence level up, going into that game against San Fran on a Sunday night, I think that's going to tell a tale where we are. That's going to be a benchmark game, just like how Texas-Alabama game was a benchmark game for Texas. It's going to be a benchmark game for Dallas, but Dallas has got to get there, right? Dallas has got to get there because San Fran looked pretty damn good too. So
yeah. First of all, what's up, Wallace? What's up, big man? Good to see you. Good to have you. Grandizer, my dude, what's going on, man? Yippee-ki-yay indeed. Listen, we can talk about Bama, Texas. I think it was a benchmark for both, in my opinion. To me, again, Jets is not the benchmark for us. It's going to be
San Fran.
That San Fran game. The San Fran game is the benchmark. The Eagles game, and here's what's crazy about the Eagles game. We play them November 5th, and then we play them December 10th, right? So within 4 weeks, we're going to see them.
That's going to be
within 4 weeks of each other, we're going to see them. And in between that, we got Giants, Panthers, Commies, Seahawks, and then the Eagles again. So, I mean, we got divisional games in there. And look, we can say we want to about the Commies. That
not
defense.
Not impressed, dude. I'm sorry. I'm not impressed. You're right. Their defense, their pass rush, everything. Chase Young, could he stay healthy? But, dude, no. Dallas. It's a Dallas and Eagles division.
It is. Those are the top two. And then I really think there's going to be another one who comes out of this division. It's either going to be Giants or Commies.
You seriously still think that?
I do. I'm looking around the league like, who else? Who else could vie for that?
I could see the Rams getting in there. I could see the Rams getting in there.
Okay, yeah.
I think the Rams are going to surprise some teams this year. I think they can stay healthy. I think they can.
Okay, so again, we talk top 4 teams out of each division.
Right.
Then if we said, there's going to be another out of the NFC East. So that's 5. Right. If we say the Rams, that's another one. Who else?
2
out of the South?
2 out of the North.
I
think it's, dude, I'm telling you.
Are you serious? Is it going to be Detroit or Green Bay?
It's going to be both of them in the playoffs.
You're crazy. No. You're crazy.
Am I?
Crazy. We are getting 3. Wallace, I'm sorry. You're crazy.
You're telling me the Giants look good, that good to be a playoff team?
I said one of the 2.
I don't. The Commies.
And I would put my money more on the Commies than I would
the Commies who barely beat Arizona by 1 point. Okay.
Hey man, hey.
Arizona's trying to fail. I just don't see it. I could be wrong, but I just think all the flukiness what's the word I'm looking for? The Giants got like all the fluke that they got, like all those 1-score games. I think it's turning around. And same thing with the Minnesota Vikings this year. I think that
Vikings are not going. Vikings are not going.
And so you think the Giants are better than the Vikings?
Let's talk about the ice cream again. Craziness, bro. No, that's Big Game Sports Buzz, which will be on. I think we're doing Thursday. Thursday. Listen. We already know the South, the NFC South is taking 1. Okay, that's all they got. We know that the NFC West. Now, if you said maybe Seattle,
the Rams just
could give you
Seattle.
That.
The Rams just demolished Seattle.
Yeah, they did.
And they look.
I can't even lie on that.
That was without Cooper Kupp. I'm just saying.
And that is without Cooper Kupp. He's still 4 weeks though. Y'all got 3 teams last year. Okay. 5 of those candidates, bro. It will not be Tampa Bay. I am sorry.
But hey, they beat.
We know that for real. Who they beat?
I forgot who they played.
Exactly. So probably somebody else from NFC South. It don't matter.
Don't sleep on Atlanta. They're not sleeping on Atlanta.
I have to. You know why? They don't use their tight ends. And then here's the other thing. You have Bijan Robinson. And what do? You give the ball to Algiers. Again, Algiers is nice. He scored twice. It's great. But Bijan is your guy.
Yeah, but both of that 2-headed monster, I'm just saying. That's why I don't sleep those 2-headed monster in a running game to get Riddle whatever his freaking name is, a quarterback.
Grandizer stuff. Saints, Niners, Rams, Lions, Vikings, Cowboys, Eagles. I'm not seeing that.
I'm not seeing Vikings. I'm not seeing Vikings.
They did play the Vikings. Man, come on. Yeah, Bucks played the Vikes. The Vikings are not. They don't have a defense. Kirk Cousins has bamboozled Minnesota out of all that money. In the real Kirk Cousins is standing up. So there you go. That's why I think it's only one that's coming out of the North. It's either going to be Detroit or Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
It's either one of those two.
I think it's both of them.
I can't see both.
I can't.
Because they're going to beat up on each other so much. Well, we know it's not Chicago.
No, Chicago looks horrible.
You know it's not Chicago. So, and again, Minnesota is Minnesota. And didn't Tampa Bay beat the Vikings? Yeah. I think they did. I don't know. Let me know. Did Tampa Bay beat the Vikings? I think they did.
Yeah.
I watched the game.
Yeah. They beat them pretty handily, too. With Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, with Baker Mayfield, but there's a whole bunch of talk about trash. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of talk about, Kyle Trask, this, that, and the other, whatever. But we're not just going to feed Bijan all game because we have other weapons to get the ball. But they don't pass to him because you sure as heck didn't pass to the tight end who I got on my fantasy team. Thanks a lot. Was waiting for Pitts, to get the love. He got no love.
I got Pitts 2 years ago in fantasy. That was the biggest bust of my life. I'm like,
yeah, okay. You beat the Vikings, which is the same thing people say about the Cowboys, right? Oh, y'all beat the Giants. Okay, yeah, but we beat them. Like we beat them. But I should expect that from Tampa Bay. Listen, you have he's probably a 20, 21 ranked quarterback in the league. If I was a record quarterback, and that's being honest. I think that's a good ranking, 20, 21. I think it's honest and fair. Let's see, J-Stogs, did you already say your Dallas players stock up? down? Hey, they stack up. That defense, there's nobody better. That's number one defense. Micah Parsons, if he stays healthy, will be defensive player of the year. He will be that guy. There was a lot of bad games played, but I will say this. I still think there were some telltale signs out there. The Cincinnati-Cleveland game was very interesting to me. And I know what everyone's saying about Cincinnati. They had the same start last year, and they, routed off 8. But this is a different league in a different conference that they're playing in. I got you. No, stock up, stock down. I got you. When you start looking at these teams, let's just take the NFC, right? The NFC is wide open. Realistically, anyone could win the NFC.
Well, I think there's only 3 teams that can win the NFC.
Okay, Philly, Dallas, San Fran, not in that order.
I think it's realistically everybody else down here. That's what I think.
I don't think that. I think anyone actually has an opportunity to win in the NFC for the most part. Now, of course, NFC South is NFC South, right? Most of the NFC West is NFC West. That's what they are. NFC North, okay. But you take those 3 teams, you can throw the Rams in the mix. You can throw Detroit in the mix. Because let's not forget, they played Kansas City tough, really tough. Now, if Tony could catch the ball, if Kadarius Toney could catch the ball, I think that's a different game. I think they win the game. Good question. Which performance was more convincing, the Cowboys win or the 49ers win? Listen, this is going to sound biased, and why? I'm going to tell you why. The Cowboys game was more convincing. And I say this because I watched the whole San Francisco-Pittsburgh game. I watched the whole game. McCaffrey was phenomenal. I was phenomenal. Brock Purdy was very good. They should have beat them worse than they did. That Steelers team is not good at all. And the conditions were way better than what Dallas and New York played in. That's why Grandizing. Now, again, you may say San Fran because they looked complete. Dallas looked complete. They looked more complete. All three phases. All three phases. It was dominant. Listen, when you see there's video of a fan in New York who's leaving the stadium, who takes off his jersey that he wore, throws it down on the stairs, and walks out of the stadium. When your team can do that to the opposing team's fans, hey, man, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Nobody did that in Pittsburgh, but they doing it in New York. Just saying. I'm going to get that video. I'm going to send it out. I'm going to share it with everyone. I think it's amazing. I love it. That's why. What do you think, Trey? Who had the more convincing win? That's a good question.
Well, my thing is, you said the Steelers are not a good team. Have you realized Mike Tomlin's not had a losing record ever? Come on, man. They're not
until this season.
I mean, what are we doing?
And hey, last season was very close. He squeaked it out at the end. I think it was like 8-8 or whatever. He was 9-8. He barely squeaked it out.
He still got it done though.
Yeah, he did. Went over Seattle.
Going back to that question. Both games are on the road. But both games are on the road. San Fran playing an early game because it would be a 10 o'clock game from where they're at. From California, they played a 10 o'clock game because it was a noon game. I watched that game because my dad's a big Steeler fan, so I watched it. Mm-hmm. It felt more like Pittsburgh just wasn't playing their bet. Like, you know what I mean? Pickett looked a little nervous. Pickett looked like he was overthrowing players. He didn't look like the preseason Pickett that we saw. He didn't look like last year's end of the season as well either. I think Mike Tomlin's a hell of a coach. I think he's going to turn it around. Everyone's talking negative about him, how like that, but I think they're going to turn it around. Giants, Danny Dimes. We all know he had a fluke year last year. He running the ball. I mean, that's basically the whole offense was him running the ball. Let's just be honest with them. But Dallas demolished that run game. They only averaging 3.9 yards per carry. Then they only got in the red zone twice, I think, after their first drive. The Dallas just stomped on. I got to give it to Dallas just because their defense just by a hair margin. But but just because it was 40-0 and we didn't give up a point. Let's just be in the rain. That's all I'm going to say. That's my tiebreaker right there.
It was a dominant performance. And not to say San Fran's wasn't a dominant performance, but the more dominant was the Cowboys Giants game. Now, you talked about the Rams in Seattle. I think the Rams game, that game was one where you said, okay, Rams are not dead. They're not dead because last year they were dead. We wrote them off. Everyone wrote them off.
They were hurt last year too.
And they were hurt. There's a lot of things going on. I think the OC left, right? Like they just had a lot of mass exodus of players and staff and personnel. Okay.
Well, there was rumors that Sean McVay was going to retire.
Yeah. It was just a bad season. Now, you know, I am not a Pat Stafford person. Okay. Pad the stats. I'm not. But I will say this. It was good to see Donald back on the field playing like Aaron Donald and scaring the crap out of Geno Smith. It was good to see that because I'm a fan. I'm a fan. But nah, Rams over Seattle. Nah.
No, that wasn't very convincing. It was only two. It was the 49ers and Cowboys. Yeah.
Love to, Grandizer. Hey, make it connect. I'm all for it, bro. Mariella Bowers, yeah. Love to have her on. We definitely are going to have some people on. If we can find them, if they can stop hiding, Grandizer. Here's the problem. When the Cowboys win, you can't find people to come on and talk about their team versus the Cowboys because they get, it's like crickets out here, right? Like I was trying to find Jets fans. Apparently, they don't exist anymore, especially since Aaron Rodgers, douche Dodgers went down. Now, whatever. So yeah, I'm definitely for it, especially when we were looking at the next games coming up, especially for the Cardinals game. Yeah, I don't know anybody that lives in Arizona. I don't know anybody that it's a Cardinals fan. Let me say it like that. I don't know any anymore. I know a few. I don't know them anymore. They don't talk to me about football. They just talk about the Heat.
I mean the Suns.
And the Suns. Yeah. They talk about the Suns, but not too much because remember what the Mavs did to them. So there's that part.
Okay.
There's that part. So yeah, always for it. Always for it. But look, I am looking forward to this season. As I'm looking for next game. The next game should be fun to watch. I expect a big win. Here's what I'll say. I expect a double-digit win.
Well, they are in almost a 10-point favorite now.
I expect a double-digit win. They took it off the board for a minute. They were, I think, 3.5, and then they shot up to 7. And now they're at 10 because Rodgers has been officially ruled done for the season, torn Achilles because he's old and he's a douche.
He is a douche. I'm not gonna lie. But I did feel bad. I did feel bad for Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I don't want to see any player get hurt. Don't get me wrong. I don't like Aaron Rodgers, but I hate that he. I want to see how good our Dallas defense was against it because he's been getting the scalp for the last forever season. So I was really anxious to see that game. The thing that's scaring me about this game,
I'll check them out. Yeah.
The thing that's scaring me about this game right here is that we were preparing for Aaron Rodgers type offense, right? Now we don't know what the Jets are going to do. I know he's not a good. What's his freaking name? The quarterback for the Jets.
Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson.
No,
he's not a good quarterback. Zach Wilson's not a good quarterback. I've said this in the draft. Everyone's all hyping him up. I'm like, this is going to be a buzz, and I was right. Go check the tape. Trust me on that. But they have a legit running a two-headed monster in Dalvin Cook and
they do.
And Breece
Hall. God, he killed me.
Yeah. We don't know what their offense is going to look like. This is what scares me about it. I mean, our defense is going to be fast, legit. It's going to take about a quarter. I'm not saying – I think it's going to be defensive out on the first half. I really do. Yeah. But I don't think the Cowboys are going to win 40-0. It might be 26-3. But it ain't going to be 40-0. I think the defense, the Jets defense is going to give in. It's like, we can't move the ball down the field. I'm tired of being out here. Just pack it in. That's what I think. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out, right? I'm excited. Yeah. I'm still excited because our offense. I want to see what our offense does against a great defense, and that defense is legit. Let's just be straight. Jets defense is good. So, yeah, it's not going to be a world domination beat, but I do think we should win by double digits. But I think it's going to be like 26-10, whatever the case may be. They'll get a lucky run touchdown or something like that because our run defense, I'm still skeptical about it, but I want to see that too. So,
I'm definitely skeptical about it, and I don't know what it is, and it didn't give me, a lot of confidence in the beginning, but as the game kind of wore on and they started to figure out what everyone is doing. Here's the cool part about this. Dan Quinn is back. And Dan Quinn coming back was such a huge part of this team being better this year. Like he needed to be back. If not, I don't know where we would be. So
yeah, that Dan Quinn is the head coach in waiting.
he
has
is.
a deal with Jerry Jones. He has a deal with Jerry Jones.
Yeah. I think he's the highest paid assistant coach.
He's getting paid more than some head coaches.
Yeah. And I am okay with that because I see what he puts on the field. Right. So yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Like I said, I think it's gonna be a double-digit win. It should be. We should take Zach Wilson out of the game as far as just playing and not physically taking him out. But yeah, yeah, man, I'm all for it. It's going to be a great game. Looking forward to it. It's a 325 kick here locally. I'm going to go tailgate. Let's go. We'll start status, and it should be fun. Cowboy up, and I'm looking forward to it, man. It's when New York people come down to Texas, I hope it's really hot. I just hope it's really, really hot.
Well, I don't know about up there, but down here in Texas, 80s. 80s, dude. 80s this weekend. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's beautiful today, but I really want it to be hot. I want it to be so hot to just never come back.
What? Yeah, but they're going to close the roof, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. But, we'll see him out there, especially at our spot. We'll see him coming in, walking in with all their jersey, New York Jets crap on and stuff like that. And it's, yeah. 10, right? That's the line for the upcoming game is 10?
It was 9.5, I think, up to 10 now.
Yeah. Yeah, last time I saw it was 7. That was this morning. This morning it was 7. So now that Rodgers is out with this Achilles for the season, it's just like 9.5, 10, bro. So I wouldn't bet against them. I wouldn't bet against the Cowboys, though. That is not. I would not put my flag on that hill. I mean, you get a big payday. Because I don't think there's a line that big this whole week.
Yeah, the last time that Dallas was up double digits in the betting odds, it was against Houston. We had a scrape and crawl to have a comeback win and win that.
Man, that was a horrible game. God, that was a horrible game. That was a horrible game. But yeah, this is going to be a good one. Looking forward to it. The rest of the week 2 should be better than hopefully week 1.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
as the weeks progress, you're going to see a lot better football.
Yeah, I'm hoping so, and better matchups. You know what I mean? Like, it's they got to get better than this. Even though, like I said, the battle for Ohio was good, for the most part. No, it wasn't. It wasn't good.
What are you talking about? Joe Burrow threw for 88 yards. What are you talking about?
It wasn't good. It wasn't good. The San Fran, not San Fran, the LA Chargers,
Miami,
and the Dolphins game.
That was a game.
That was a great game. How long do you think Tua's gonna last, man?
I don't know, man. He's taking jiu-jitsu. He's taking some boxing classes.
Right, so he can learn how to fall.
Yeah, pretty much. I think he might only miss one game this year. I have high hopes for Tua. I mean, he's had so much bad luck throughout his whole career. Even go back to Alabama, even to high school. Actually, he's had some bad luck. I'm rooting for. I love that kid. That kid is awesome. Never says anything negative. Always positive. Yeah. He needs to have a good season. I like that dude.
Yeah, I hope I hope he's upright for the season. You know what I'm saying?
I think he could be.
Yeah, that it's just I'm fearful for the kid, man. Every time he takes a snap and he goes back, I'm like, oh, okay.
I think this year also, I think they're working on a way to get his the ball out quicker, how to fall down, like with a rusher. Like Tom Brady was a stud at, like everyone made fun of Tom Brady, like, why you want to stay there and take a hit? Well, hell, he stayed and played until he's freaking 45 years old doing that.
Yeah,
so I'm just saying.
That part. Did you hear Douche Dodgers is talking about? I know we keep going back to him, but he's talking about, even though he's done for the season, he's like, no, I'm not done. I'm coming back. Should he come back?
Being a competitive person that he is, he doesn't want to go out. He wants to go out on his own terms, right? Like he doesn't want to go out 4 snaps in. He's like, oh crap, you know what I mean? I think he wants to give it one more shot. Well, you also got to remember money talks too, because if he doesn't play next year, he doesn't get a guaranteed contract. Like he doesn't get all that money guaranteed because they reworked his contract. If he comes back and play next year, he gets all that money guaranteed. So that's a big motive too for him.
Yeah, sure. But do you remember what Tom Brady looked like in his last game? Do you remember what he looked like when he played the Cowboys?
I'll be happy as hell if I never see Aaron Rodgers again. I want him to go on. I'm tired of Aaron Rodgers. You're asking me a question. I think he's coming back because these athletes in their minds think I can come back from rehab no matter the age that they're in, and they can still do what they did when they're 20s and 30s.
It's not just athletes, man. It's dudes in general, man. I still got it. We get on the court and we embarrass ourselves. We fall just running up the court. We slip and it's a bad look, man. What was we saying here? New York Jets versus Dallas Cowboys. This Jets Cowboys rivalry has been played 12 times. Look, Randall's come with this. With the New York Jets winning 5 games, Cowboys winning 7. Okay, yeah. Cowboys lead series 7-5-0. These are different teams. I like Saleh. I do like Saleh. I like his figure, right? And he holds his people accountable, man. That offensive line, though, is an issue.
Yeah, you think the Giants had a hard time with it? I mean, come on now. Here we go. Good luck. Good luck, Zach Wilson. Appreciate you.
To me, therein lies the true issue. What will stand out between the two teams? Our line, in my opinion, is better than their line.
On both sides.
Tyron Smith.
Dude, if he stays healthy, he looks good.
He looks good.
Thank God we got Zach Martin back. Still, he stays healthy.
That offensive line is better than their offensive line.
Yeah, we're better all the way around, except for maybe we're better everywhere around. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say our secondary is better than theirs, so whatever.
Our secondary is better than theirs. The only thing I would probably say is it's a push on running back, and I would maybe give them an edge a little bit because of Cooks. And I really like Breece Hall. But other than that, I can't see it. Again, double digits. That's what it should be. All right, folks. Look, we're going to get out of here. It's that time. It's the witching hour. Trey Collis is over here yawning. So,
Dude, it rained here last night. I was like, oh my God, I guess that's what it was. I'm like, oh my
God. Wait. No. There's a reason why he was sent.
There's a reason why we didn't care that he left. Like,
Lyle Collins. Yeah, we don't want Lyle Collins. He can be cut. Maybe he'll go to the Jets.
We also got to remember we still have Tyler Smith who didn't play, who's injured. Exactly. So we're good on the O-line. We just got to get our depth back, get some guys off of injury reserve. Well, get some guys off of the injury list. Offensive line's the only position we're not really depth at.
Yeah. And I have no fear that we'll get that back, especially like I said, Tyler Smith. Once he comes back, now you have Tyron, you have Steele, you have Martin. Biotis is looking like he wants to play for real. Yeah, we're good. We're going to be good. Maybe one tackle or two. Not Niall, though. Definitely not him. But it's been fun. It's been great. Yeah. I was there for sure, man. Jets, Cowboys, Sunday, 3:25. Look, it's going to be fun. Make sure that you check out Two Birds, One Show Thursday. Of course. I'm gonna hop on it, man. They don't know it yet, but I'm gonna hop on, and yeah, we're gonna do some disruption because we need to do that. Make sure that you check out BGSB, Big Game Sports Buzz. That should be happening Thursday around 8:30. We'll make sure that we drop a line for you. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this content. Listen, we love having you and chatting with you. Make sure that you always comment because we want to know what you're thinking and talking about. I'm J-Stogs. That's Trey Collis. Peace.